You're listening to the Tiny Vet podcast with me, Dr. Nicole Sue, and my fiance.
Jez Watts, vaxxed, waxed, and ready to chat.
He is not waxed. That is a lie. That is
I have waxed.
Filthy. No.
In the past,
Oh yeah.
I was vaxxed.
Yes.
And I was waxed.
We are both fully vaccinated.
I currently have a reduced amount of T cells versus what I just had, like what I would have had initially, and I have an increased amount of hair.
Well, that's pleasant to know.
It's technically true that I was waxed.
Once.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness gracious. And today we are talking about different veterinary specialties.
Okay.
Which is pretty interesting because a big trope.
You're going to become like extra special soon, right?
Yeah,
like
I am being a complete insane person. Like when I told
masochist, I think is the term.
Yeah, when I told my colleagues that I was taking another like specialty exam, they were like, "Why?" Like, I don't know, I just felt like I had to do it. But there's a lot of jokes regarding vets. It'd be like, "Oh, you know, we're jack of all trades.
Right.
You know, your vet is an anaesthetist."
I'm a jack off all trades. Sorry, go ahead.
Christ, Jez.
I don't think that's, yeah. That's actually probably over the line for this podcast. I normally, yeah, okay, go on.
We're anaesthetists, we're internal medicine specialists, we're surgeons, you know, we're endocrinologists, and you know, it's all in one person.
Sure.
Whereas you'd see different human people for human medicine, for that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I think there was a joke that was going around recently where they're like, all right, human surgeons only operate from like the first and second neck bone, and vets like, all right, well, this is 4 legs, 2 wings,
Right.
3 eyes,
Right.
let's do it.
Yeah.
And look, it's pretty representative
Mhm.
of the vet industry, but
What animal has 3 eyes?
some developmental disorders. Can
Okay,
cause a
yeah,
third eye.
sure.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
But also there are some lizards. So a lot of Australian lizards, they have their pineal gland at the top of their head, and that's a colloquial term for them as well. The third
Yeah,
eye.
the third eye, yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's just to measure like daylight. I think that's
Ah, cool.
I
Yeah.
think that's a mammalian one, but I'm not quite sure because
Mm.
I'm not a neurologist. But we also have specialists, and that's what
Right.
Jez said before. So I am a small mammal specialist, but I'm also not because my qualifications don't allow me to say on like my business card that I'm a specialist here.
Right.
Because to be a specialist in Australia, you've got to do a residency for your particular specialty. However, for my particular specialty, it does not exist here in Australia.
Right.
So I kind of am a specialist, but not because I'm as far as you can get in
Right.
Australia, but I don't
So
still
what,
don't
if you were in
qualify.
the States, you could become more special?
Yeah, so in the States I do have the options of doing that, but here
Ah.
no.
But also there's no free healthcare and, you know...
Yeah, and you know, the country's burning down.
Yeah, January 6th, they had a coup.
Yeah,
Coup
so
attempt.
no, maybe not.
It's pros and cons,
Yeah, but as good as you can get here, I am a small mammal specialist. But also my job doesn't just involve specialty stuff, so I don't only see referral cases. I also do general practice stuff, so I do a lot of vaccinations.
Right.
I do a lot of, you know, new pet consultations,
Mhm.
where I yell at them for half an hour about the importance of feeding hay to your small
Sure, and pet insurance.
Yeah. Look, for a lot of this stuff, I'm fine if owners get the vet 5 minutes down the road to vaccinate them in the future.
Right.
I want them to make contact with me once and for me to be like, all right, this is what you got to do. And this, you know, maybe things that a dog and cat vet, a vet that sees, you know, 90%, 95% dogs and cats may not go into that much detail with.
Sure, yeah.
Um,
I think we probably should cover, by the way, that you deal with rabbits at your...
I do deal with rabbits.
like,
Yeah.
that you're because you started with exotics. You
Yeah.
used to be general
I
exotics,
used to be
right?
general exotic, so I used to see basically everything that was a pet that was not a dog or cat, and
Yep.
now I see small mammals. So I see rabbits, guinea pigs, rats, and mice.
Right.
Yep.
And yourself in the mirror. You're also a small mammal.
I am a small mammal, that is true. Yeah, and I'm totally fine if owners, you know, go to their regular vet down the road to vaccinate them, but it's still something where I'm going, all right, let us see him, you know, once every 2 years while he's still young,
Right.
just to be 100% sure that, you know, when we're picking up anything that starts early.
Yeah, stuff that like a vet who doesn't normally do that animal
Yeah.
maybe wouldn't have the expertise to
Yeah, absolutely.
spot.
Or if they're local vet, you know, is good at doing just regular health checks, rabbits, fantastic. Go to them, no problems at all.
Sure.
You know, it's reduced stress on the animal. You're traveling for a short amount of time, and again, I'm happy for those vets to go, all right, well, this is not a simple case,
Mm-hmm.
And I'll refer them to you. And a lot of times we do get referrals for specialty surgery, where they come in and we go, right, okay, we'll do surgery and we'll keep them in.
Mm-hmm.
What I find with a lot of owners and a lot of vets that call us, they go, hey, we want to refer this thing to you. It's got X, Y, and Z. We were really not comfortable doing it. We go, yeah, no problems. Just like there's some information to give the owner, rough estimate of cost, and sometimes they call back and they go, oh, the owner doesn't want to do it because of cost. And you can tell from their voice that they're like, no. Because they want to refer to us because they're not as comfortable doing that kind of stuff as us. But obviously they must be cheaper.
I feel like that cost thing is something I hear.
It's really
so
common.
often as like a partner of a vet or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like so often the reason an animal doesn't get the right medical care is because the owner can't budget for it.
Yeah.
Or doesn't want to budget for it.
Or they don't understand the difference between care. They go, oh, but we're getting the same thing, but it's cheaper here, so I'll do it here. And that's actually, but it's not really the same thing. Like a big thing here is orthopedic surgery, where you can get orthopedic surgery done by specialists.
Right.
I've worked with those guys. They are amazing at what they do, and that's all they do all day. And then you can get orthopedic surgery done by sometimes vets that don't really know their limits.
Right.
Or that they go, all right, well, the owner's never going to go to a specialist. I'm kind of the best chance that this thing has.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but they've offered a referral, the owner wants to do it, they go, all right, well, I've kind of got to do it now.
Yeah.
And the owner goes, all right, well, it's $2,000 at the vet down the road, and it's $10,000 at the specialist surgeon. Why should I go to the surgeon?
Yeah.
But you're getting two very different things.
I mean, just to play devil's advocate here, $8,000 extra is a lot.
It is a lot, and that's why I'm so insane about being like, insure your pet.
Yeah. Like, I can totally get why someone might be like, I mean, like, we just can't budget another $8,000. That's so many dollars.
Yeah, but the misunderstanding is that they're getting the same thing.
Right, okay.
And they're really not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason why we do all these extra qualifications and all that to be better for the pets.
Right.
And yes, it does cost more money because, well, you've seen how I've been in the past few years. Withered shell of humanity.
You?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, honestly, you're a withered shell of humanity when I met you. But
oh, super. That's really good. But yeah, there is an increased value to specialist surgery. And look, if you can't afford it, it's fine. But you need to be aware that it's not the same thing.
Right.
And it's not that they're overcharging. They do just seem falsely expensive.
Why do they seem so... Wait, why is it so much more expensive?
Because people think it's the same procedure, but it's not.
The whole surgery is different?
Yeah. So, okay, for example...
Okay, we got to wrap this up, but just quickly explain.
For example, knee problems in dogs are really common.
Okay.
And specialist surgeons do something called a TPLO, where they essentially fix a conformational problem that causes knee problems. Okay. And it's really good surgery.
And what is the generalist surgery?
They put a piece of fishing wire in there and to stabilize the knee joint. Different. Very different.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
That does feel different.
Yep.
The Tiny Vet Podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.